here we go. We're redoing the program design video, but we're doing it in 11 minutes. My fitness concierge has told me, Shank, no one pays attention past 11 minutes. We love the program design video, but no one's going to watch it. So I got the watch right here. We got 11 minutes. It's going to be program design 11 minutes, 11 steps to program design in 11 minutes. So let's get going here. Number one, see your doctor. Remember, dead people don't lose body fat, they decompose. Dead people don't build firm muscles, they build rigor mortis. So see your doctor and make sure your weight training routine is not going to kill you. This is a very important thing. It's a big deal. See your doctor. All right, that's out of the way. Number two, it's over, Johnny. That, of course, is from the phenomenal movie Rambo, where Troutman comes into Rambo when he's surrounded by all the state police and lots of M16s out there, Johnny. Right? He says it's over, Johnny. This will be the most freeing moment in exercise program design history when I tell you this. You are not going to win an Olympic gold medal. You are not going to take your shirt off on the beach and women, young men, are going to throw themselves at you. Women, you're not going to lose a bunch of weight, build a bunch of muscle tone, and like yourself. That's not where this stuff comes from. The industry sells that, but the reality is we need an exercise middle class. What we don't need are these extremes of the piece of veal sitting on the couch eating donuts all day long, or the ripped bodybuilder who looks like Hercules. We don't. That's a terrible analogy, but whatever. We need a fitness middle class. That's what this program design in 11 minutes is designed for. It's not designed for the elite athletes. You're not an elite athlete. Stop it. Let go of that. I understand there's a bunch of hope peddlers out there who try to pump you with syringes filled with information that somehow you can have the body you want, and it's not that hard. It's a lifestyle. You have no idea what those people go through to look the way they do. So stop it. You can improve your life through exercise, but you do not need to you don't need to make it your life. That's how I can tell you program design in 11 minutes, because I'm not trying to design a workout to go retake Omaha Beach. Capiche? Makes sense? I don't know if I use that word right. Whatever. So it's over. We're now grown adults. All right? I've tried to solve my problems in life through building abs. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for the people who have abs. I just don't know where to go with this. Let's move on, because I think I've made my point. Okay, see the doctor? Be part of the fitness middle class. Divide the body up into 7 parts. Chest, back, front of the thigh, back of the thigh. Those are your big muscle groups. Divide it up into 3 smaller parts. Shoulders, biceps, and triceps. Those are your little muscle groups. Don't overcomplicate it with movement patterns, whatever. I talked about in the last video. If you want to watch that, keep it simple. You're part of the fitness middle class now. Keep it simple. Divide the body up into 7 major muscle groups. 9s and 6s, spread them out. 9 sets every 7 days, spread evenly throughout the 7 days for the big muscle groups. Do 6 sets, spread out evenly over 7 days for the smaller muscle groups, the little muscle groups. It goes fast because it really isn't that complex. People try to make it complex, but when you're part of the fitness middle class, you don't need to make things that complex. 6 to 15, that's your rep range. I did a whole video. It doesn't matter. All right, if you got bad, I don't care. This builds a little more strength. This builds a little more endurance. They both build muscle. Again, if you're trying to compete as an athlete, this might mean a lot. But if you're a general fitness person, this has more to do with your joint health and your temperament than any type of importance as far as whether your routine will work or not. So again, heavier weights, lighter weights, figure out what works best for you based on who you are. I'm not trying to pass the buck on you and be a bad fitness trainer by saying, oh, you're going to figure it out. More aggressive people like to lift heavy weights who are built for lifting heavy weights. Do you have thick wrists? Do you have elephant calves? If you do, you're probably going to be better at lifting heavy weights than someone who's built like a reed. Get out there and see which ones feel best for you. Neither one, from a general fitness perspective, is superior. 1 to 3, that's the number of sets you need to do. For the first year, it won't make a difference in terms of your results, except, in my experience, the people who do more sets, 1 to 3 sets, I should have wrote that down, get more practice at doing the exercise. Exercise is a skill. Right? It's not a skill like soccer or baseball or football or wrestling or MMA, but it still has a skill component to it. So yeah, even machine exercises, people do them wrong because they're bad at that skill. So I find that even though there's not much of a difference in the first year as how much volume of exercise you do, for the first year, I like to see my people get at least 3 sets so they get the practice. 60% of 1 RM. What does that mean? That means in the first year of exercise, you're probably not going to get much better results doing more than 60% of your 1 rep max. What the hell does that mean? You don't even know what your 1 rep max is. It's a matter of weight you can lift once. 60% of 1 rep max, it depends on the person, can be anywhere from like 12 to 20 reps. What's that tell you? You do not have to lift that heavy in the first year. You don't do a ton of volume in the first year. The reason why I like these numbers and I like these numbers is because it lets people get more practice and lets people make the routine. They get to figure out earlier what the best rep range and number of sets for them and what best exercises are for them. They get more practice again at the skill of exercise. So it's 1 to 3 sets. I err more towards the 3 to get more practice, to figure out, again, the biggest challenge isn't going to be some hidden rules that you don't know about. It's going to be find the right rules for you. I'm getting behind. But again, doesn't make much of a difference. I have it. Progression over time. How does that work? Well, if we know that we can lift more weight, we can do more sets, we can take shorter rest breaks. We can go from 1 minute rest to 45-second rests to 30-second rests. We can do a weight that one time we did for 6 reps, we can do for 8, 10, 12. The key is progression. Progressive tension overload over time. That is critical. If you're lifting the same weights in year 1, year 3 is where you're lifting year 1, your progress is going to halt no matter how tired you get, no matter how many sets you do. There needs to be a progression in load. There needs to be compression in complexity of exercises. You can take a weight that you only do 6 times and stick with it until you do it for 15 times, and then drop it back down and lift heavier weights. That's one mode of progression, but you got to make progress in terms of load lifted, sets done, performance and the technique of the exercise. I'm running out of time. Let's go to the next one. Rest breaks and frequency. I just said, on average, take 1 minute rest between sets. Try to do 48 weeks a year of these volume guidelines. Make that very, very simple. You don't have to do 52 sets a year. You don't have to go on vacation and spend a couple extra $100 to find that hotel with a gym. You can take time off. You just need to get about 48 weeks out of the year. You need to take 1 minute rest breaks. Not everything's got to be a painful torture boot camp session. That is more neuroticism than anything else. I am by far the most neurotic person I know. If you put me in a room with 100 people, I'm more neurotic than 98 of them. Right? So I understand the compulsion of trying to turn everything into cardio so you can burn more calories and lose weight. It doesn't work that way. Weight training is horrible at burning calories. Cardio for most people is horrible at burning calories. The average person can't work out hard enough to turn cardio into a real calorie burn situation, regardless of what all those companies are trying to sell you a line will tell you. 1 minute rest breaks allows you to recover enough so you can actually learn to do the skill of exercise better instead of being ready to vomit, throw up, and be exhausted all the time. Stupid, stupid, stupid exercise people believe if I'm tired, I'm sweaty, and I'm sore, that means I'm doing the right things. No, you're not. That is the way people get burned out and they get hurt and they don't learn to do anything right. That's why we have been doing exercise. That's why the voices have been telling you to exercise. It doesn't work. Just stop. 1 minute rest breaks. If you want to make progress, make progress. Make sure your technique is on point first. Don't turn everything. It's weight training. It's not cardio. Again, the perfect exercise. Oh my God, I got 2 minutes. This is harder than I thought it was going to be. The perfect exercise. There is no perfect exercise. People who like barbells will tell you that barbells are the perfect exercise because that's the perfect exercise for them. People who powerlift, not all, I shouldn't say that's not fair if people who power, but there's people who are blinded by their biases. They think Olympic lifts are bad. They think lifting kegs of beer is the best way to exercise. Throwing stones is the best way to exercise. Dumbbells are the best way. Machines. I one time had a guy tell me that there's nothing a machine can't do that a free weight can't do. And I remember he had $65,000 of exercise equipment he just bought behind him when he said that. It's reflecting the person's bias. What you'll find is the perfect exercise, just like you can't, let me put this, just like if someone opened a shoe store called size 11, it wouldn't stay in business very long because not everyone has the same size feet. These are immutable characteristics. Not everyone has the same length arms, the same length legs, the same breadth of shoulder. I don't know if that's even the right word. Same shoulder breadth, whatever. Broad shoulders, narrow shoulders, you get the point. Not everybody is built the same, therefore there is no perfect exercise. No matter how much they try to modify it, all they're trying to do is suck you into their bias. The main thing is over time you figure out what the perfect exercises are for you. Start with broad general things. If you're not working that hard, the odds of you hurting yourself are going to be very slim. And finally, in 38 seconds, holy crap, the industry has got this attitude that if you're not going forward, you're going backwards. That is a bunch of motivational hope, heroin nonsense. Anyone knows in the first 6 months to a year, you make consistent progress because you're a beginner. As you're an intermediate, it is natural for your progress in terms of weightlifting to slow down. That is natural, that is normal. The industry comes in and says, no, I have the secret, I have this pill that'll keep you getting beginner gains forever. That's because it's a sleazebag industry that wants to profit off of, you don't know, most trainers don't even know this. Progress slows down over time. Just recently, some guy set the world record in a clean jerk by a couple pounds. And everyone lost their jump. Why? Because when you're lifting towards that maximal amount of your ability, things are going to slow down. The world bench press record, at least the raw record, not affected by equipment, is not 2,000 pounds, right? Because at a certain point, things begin to slow down, even for the elite athletes. All right, I know I'm going over, whatever, I can't help myself. This is the last part. Remember, the reason why people work with a trainer is one, it motivates them to show up, because maybe they don't want to show up. Trainer can help you with good technique. And some of us trainers were kind of fun guys, so people like to be with us for an hour. But ultimately, it's going to be up to you. I can only guide the way and help you better understand how this applies to you. But these 11 parts of program design in a little over 11 minutes. Did I keep that for over 11 minutes? Ah, shit, you're towards. All right, whatever. This is what you need to know. I'll go into further detail on this, but the video is now over. I got to get out of here.